Are you considering moving from the US to Europe? Want to still be a part of English-speaking community and want to use all the tax benefits that Europe has to offer? Then Cyprus may be the perfect place for you. Our law office has already helped numerous families relocate to Cyprus from the States and the UK. We help adjust to the local community, get all your papers and documents sorted in the migration, help you get your tax residency, and enjoy all the benefits Cyprus has to offer. We will discuss the immigration programs available to you and your family. We will briefly discuss the cost of living in Cyprus in comparison to the US. Let's talk about tax and all the benefits that you can get when moving to Cyprus. Many immigrants, when moving to Cyprus, do not consider the main aspects of immigration system and make some obvious mistakes that can affect your relocation, and in some cases, you will need to leave the country and come back again to do everything from the beginning. We shall discuss how to avoid these situations, what steps you should take, and how you should prepare before moving to Cyprus. US citizens do not need a visa to travel to Cyprus for tourism, but if you will plan to stay here longer than 90 days, you will have to apply to the migration to get a relevant residence permit. Depending on your situation and how you want to relocate, there are several available options to apply to the migration. The most popular one is the temporary residence permit, so-called pink slip, which is issued for a year and need to be renewed every year. The other option, if you moving to Cyprus, knowing that you will stay here longer and you want to stay here forever, is the permanent residence permit program, which is very popular nowadays. But for this program, you will need to invest in buying a property, a new build, and then you and your family can get your residence permit, which will be issued for so long without an expiry date. In case if you will be relocating for work, you will be able to apply for so-called work visa. A lot of international companies which hire foreign specialists can issue a so-called BCS work visa, which is a straightforward procedure and helps you easily apply for your work visa and get it. The usual rule for Cyprus citizenship, in case if you want to get your dual citizenship and, stay in Cyprus, is 8 years, the usual one. Although there are some exceptions which can allow you to apply a lot faster, such as work visas. Have you ever thought how much money can relocating to Cyprus save you and your family in cost of living, tax, and school costs as well for your children? Many Americans are really surprised when we show the real prices for the rent, for the private schools, the cost of living, the food in Cyprus, and everything Cyprus has to offer. First and the most popular point is that rent prices in Cyprus are a lot cheaper than in States, especially if we consider the New York rent prices and you want to relocate somewhere with a sunny climate. Cyprus is, I guess, like more than half the costs of the rent in New York, depending obviously on the property you're going to choose, but still you can get a good apartment with a swimming pool somewhere in the top area around 1,500 euros per month. Since Cyprus has a very sunny climate and it has its own local produce like vegetables and fruits, the costs of food in Cyprus in comparison to the US is about 30 to 40% cheaper. So it's a big change when relocating to Cyprus. Very important point which our clients always discuss with us is the medical support. In Cyprus, we do have a lot of insurance companies which do cover you fully. And also if you are working on the BCS work visa, you and your family have the full access to the local GESI system, which is national healthcare insurance system, local, covered by the government in the European Union, and you will have access to all the private doctors and all the private care that you need, except dental. The quality of health care in Cyprus is amazing. Me being a mother of 2 children, I can tell you I'm really happy with all the support we get from doctors and how fast you can get an appointment and doctor will see you almost immediately. Relocating to Cyprus may seem very, very interesting, especially for families, because if you consider all the advantages and savings that you can make relocating to a place like Cyprus, schools and everything, as mentioned before, you can save a lot of money while still enjoying the nice climate, Mediterranean Sea, and tasty food. Cyprus has amazing tax benefits for businessmen and people who want to open a business here in Cyprus and operate globally. So First of all, if you have heard or if you haven't, Cyprus has an amazing non-domicile system, which means if you have not been born in Cyprus and you did not grow up here, you have a right to apply for non-domicile status, which for 17 years will save you from a defense tax, which we locals pay, meaning that you can get your dividends and your rent excluded from this tax, which can amount to almost 30% of your income. Therefore, to give you an example, if you establish a company in Cyprus, the corporate tax is one of the lowest in Europe. We're talking about 12.5% of the corporate tax. Then, to get your dividends out, the only tax that you will be paying as a foreign tax resident in Cyprus is 2.65% for GESI, and you will be excluded from the defense tax using the non-domicile status. Therefore, you can calculate that you're saving a lot of money when establishing a Cyprus company. It's very important to understand that Cyprus is not an offshore jurisdiction anymore. We have strict compliance rules. Our banks are in the A tier, operating globally, and it's not like it has been 15 years before. So if you have questions, ask them ahead and we'll be happy to consult you. So let's summarize all the main benefits Cyprus can offer you and your loved ones when moving here. From the major advantages, we have the tax incentives. Low tax, non-domicile status, everything you can use for yourself. High living standards and affordable cost of living. In comparison, Cyprus can offer you a good accommodation, good education, good medical assistance, and all for very affordable prices. Safety. I think nowadays it's very important, especially for families with kids. Cyprus is among the top 5 safest countries in the European Union. Not to brag, but our crime rates are about 75% lower than the States. So you will be very safe and secure here with your family. I think the top advantage, which I saved for last, is the climate. We have more than 330 sunny days per year. Yes, it rains, but the next day it's sunny and nice, and the swim season starts as early as, I think, March for some people. Because Cyprus is an island and it's not as highly populated, the pollution levels are really low. Yes, we may have some dusty seasons because we are in Mediterranean, but overall, the Cyprus is a very clean country with crystal clean sea waters. As mentioned before, another advantage is the medical assistance you can get at Cyprus. As I said, if you are on work visa, you will have the right to the local GESI system. If not, you can have private insurance covering you and allowing you all the range of private hospitals and doctors available for you. The usual cost of private insurance is around 600 euros per annum. If you want something top tier, in my personal opinion, I am covered fully. It's around 900 euros per year to cover you, not just in Cyprus, but in the whole Europe. Cyprus has a huge expat community, almost 80,000 approximately citizens from the US, the Britain and the Europe are all gathered in here. Cyprus is a very, very friendly English-speaking country, so you will not have any issues not speaking Greek. But obviously, when living in Cyprus, if you wanted to adjust further, you will have all the opportunities to learn Greek as well. So let's talk about some negatives, which we do have in Cyprus. Summer, especially August, can be really scorching sometimes, getting up to plus 42. But you will have an opportunity to either go to the mountains. We do have amazing Troodos Riviera, to escape the heat, or you can use your flight to travel back to the UK, to the States for a short holiday in August, because August is usually a holiday month. Because Cyprus is an island, our state transport is not really developed, so a car is a must to travel among the island. Even in a small city such as Pitfalls, you still need a car to get everywhere, because even in summer, when it's too hot, you won't be able to walk everywhere. Local job market is a tough market because it's, again, saying it's a small country, it's an island. You better find a job in advance before moving to Cyprus. Or if you will establish your own business, I guess it's a benefit for you because the local labor market is a lot cheaper than the US. Cyprus is a Mediterranean country, therefore everything is being done in its own pace. So whatever you're doing, getting your documents and migration, registering for school, get some patience because everything runs in its course. It's a really relaxed, slow system, but which will get your job done. Don't worry. The cost of living, which I mentioned before, can in some areas the high class, the VIP areas with top villas can get to an increased cost, obviously. So depending on what you want from your property, the cost of rent can increase accordingly. Considering all of the above, Cyprus can be very popular among people who work remotely, people who found a relevant company to work for in Cyprus. It's really popular amongst pensioners and families with children. If you're looking for bigger cities with a bigger job market, Cyprus may not be ideal for you. So we do want you to consider all of the factors mentioned before deciding to relocate. It is very important to plan in advance, to prepare for your travels, to know what documents you will need to bring with you, what steps you will need to do once you arrive in Cyprus, etc., etc. So it's very important to consult in advance. Our law office offers an initial free consultation to briefly discuss with you your plans, the major points which you need to consider, and what you need to prepare when planning to relocate to Cyprus, so you can be fully prepared and equipped for your travels. We specialize in full package services, so we do help the clients with visas, queries, the school applications, everything related to your relocation, working with your tenancy agreement, with your immigration system, and all of that in one stop. We want to help to make this trip for you as simple as possible and as enjoyable as it can be.